The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café.
Welcome to this episode of Pit Life BBQ. Gather round the pit with your hosts, Johnnie Mags and Messy Mike. Let's talk barbecue.
What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from the Studio 21 Podcast Café in Salem, New Hampshire. It's the Pit Life BBQ podcast, where we talk everything barbecue and a lot of other topics that we normally talk around the pit. As always, I'm joined by Messy Mike.
Hello, how are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
What are you
Happy
going
Halloween.
as?
Myself. I don't know. I used to dress up. I actually dressed up as Spider-Man one year. I had the whole tights, and that got kind of retired because it got too small.
Oh. Just remember, the outfit gets smaller. You don't get bigger.
That is true.
I keep telling myself that every couple months.
Yep. I just look forward to the candy. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. All day.
Yeah.
And Snickers.
Snickers.
Yep.
Ed, you're a Butterfinger fan.
I love
If
the
I'm not
Butterfinger.
mistaken,
I
from the
hate
snack
Butterfingers.
authority. Oh, what?
Hey,
I
why?
hate Butterfingers and Heath Bar Crunch.
Oh, I love
Oh,
Heath
no.
Bars.
Those are the
both
two
of those.
candies.
Oh, those are great.
Because a little bit gets caught in the teeth for a nice snack later.
Later. See? Yeah, that's the move.
Nice.
That's the move right there.
Yep. And we have some...
Yeah, we're, are we going to sit here and pretend that there isn't a dragon and a witch
I'm
in the
trying to.
audience?
I'm trying to.
Oh, okay.
But they're right there.
They're right there. You want to walk up front real quick? Show
Yeah.
everyone your costume?
There he is.
We got the dragon.
JJ the Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Ready for trick-or-treating.
And it looks like the witch is taking a nap, saving her energy for
For the big night.
All that
the
flying,
big night.
all the flying around can tire you out. You
Oh, yeah.
know.
And we haven't been on since the Red Sox won the World Series.
Fan arrested, trophy damage in the beer. We were just talking about that. Good, he deserves it for ruining the damn trophy.
And Alex Cora got hit in the head with a beer can, too.
What?
Did he?
Yeah, and he was arrested as
That
well.
ain't right.
No.
Nice.
Nope.
So,
What do we got in the docket today?
what we got from the docket, I'm pretty sure your happy ass just got back from Georgia.
I did.
You know, what,
We went to beautiful Waycross, Georgia, which, if you don't have to go there, you're not missing much. But it's a small, quaint town with really nothing but a huge train that goes by. Seems like every hour, and if you got stuck at the crossing, you were there for about 45 minutes. So, you know, that's Waycross, but the food was fantastic.
yes.
They had, we frequented basically the only bar in the area, I'd say 6 times. And, we were eating corn nuggets, which it's sweet corn, and they must, freeze it or chill it so it becomes a solid. Put it in a batter, fry it. Oh, my God.
like a
Like a
cream
corn,
corn?
corn fritter almost.
Almost like a corn fritter, yes, but it was just cream corn. No, no dough or anything. It wasn't like a
Really?
Yes. Oh yeah, we had hush
I'm gonna have to
puppies,
try that.
Gosh, this
You
is,
got my attention
sweet
on
corn
that.
nuggets. Oh, they were unbelievable.
this is innovative.
I can't wait to try them.
Well, that'll be easy. All you do is take the can and put it in an ice tray.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And then batter it up.
And then batter it up, boom. And they're like heaven in your mouth. Unbelievable. And we had hush puppies.
I got a 30-quart deep fryer in my garage as we speak.
We're gonna use it. Hush puppies.
Yeah.
Alligator, gator tail, which my dad tried for the first time and he loved it.
Yeah.
A little skeptical at first, but I think he's now a gator eater.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And we also met a couple of people from Louisiana. And when you talk to people from different areas, it's crazy. They were talking turtle soup, raccoon, squirrel,
Oh, yeah, squirrel. Squirrel and dumplings.
frog. It blew my mind. Squirrel, raccoon. Raccoons are trash pandas around here. We would never think to eat that. we shoot them. If you go hunting, you may shoot them, but I don't think you're gonna
Not going to get much
eat it.
out of it. Yeah.
But I mean, it was an experience. It was a great experience. We went to a trailer manufacturer called Southern Dimensions, and we were going just to kind of see what the whole operation was about, and to look at trailers for Messy Mike's Barbecue. So after going to Southern Dimensions and speaking with the company, I mean, they were fantastic, and they have a unbelievable operation. And actually, Guy Fieri just delivered Guy Fieri's trailer for him, so that's kind of cool. And
Nice.
his trailer was something to see. It was nice.
So what do? You give them the specs and they build it to your...
Yeah, we sat down with them, and they ask you, what do you need in it? What do you want in it? So that's the difficult part, because you don't want to have to add something later on down
Right.
the road. You want everything to be in there, whether it's, even the little stuff, TV, radio,
Right.
you try and want to get as much people as possible to stay at your location, and that will drive your sales up.
So they spend the time to figure that all out with you. I'm
Yep.
sure by now they know the questions to ask.
Oh, yeah, they were awesome. And then we went right over to the CAD guy.
Oh, yeah.
He drew everything up for us and gave us all the information we needed to pass on
Did
to our
you
health
get
department.
a 3D rendering of it?
I did not get a 3D rendering.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool. Little model that I could put
Oh,
on.
that would be nice.
That would be awesome.
Even on
yeah.
the screen sometimes from the CAD drawings, they can just do a 3D rendering so you can get a visual picture of it.
Okay.
Maybe you ought to recommend that to
I
them.
might have to ask him.
Maybe they
might
can't.
have to ask him.
There's a chance they can't do that in Georgia, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go there.
But the kid was from Michigan.
Oh,
So he's a newly acquired Georgian. But the Georgia Bulldogs, I cannot believe. No one watches pro football, pro anything down there. All it is Georgia Bulldog. Yeah. You don't get married. You don't have kids. You don't do anything during Bulldog season.
No.
It's crazy. So that was an experience.
That's the way it is down there.
Yeah, and thank God we flew down Sunday, because the world's biggest cocktail party, which is Florida Gators versus Georgia Bulldogs, was at Jacksonville, where we flew in. So thank God we missed that by a day. That would have been crazy.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah, true.
I figure if I know you, you could have found something to do there.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it was an experience. We learned a lot. We ended up picking out a 28-foot trailer, and it has all the bells and whistles: smoker, warming cabinet, cooktop, refrigeration.
So now is this on order?
It will be. We have to go through we have to go through the health department. We have to submit a plan review first.
Right.
So
Get
once
them
you get
to sign off
correct.
before you build it. That's
Yes.
smart.
Yep. So we're going through that process now. So you submit the plan review. That takes about 30 to 45 days, depending on how busy they are. They sign off on it, and then you give the trailer company the okay to start production.
All right. So the trailer can move, right?
The trailer can move.
So you're going to your hometown's health department, and then will this meet the requirements if you drive the trailer 2 towns over?
Yes. So we're looking to set up in Londonderry.
Okay.
So you have to talk to the Londonderry Health Department, but because it's a mobile food unit, then you have to also talk to the State Health Department of New Hampshire. And they're the ones that, what is going into the trailer for equipment, your 3-bay sink, your hand wash sink, their requirements. So that's the state. And then the Londonderry is, just gives you the okay to sell where you want to sell at that location. And then I actually just found out today, wherever you want to sell, instead of just getting a day permit, you probably want to get a year permit everywhere you're going, just because the health department and the fire department, if you don't have a year-long permit, then they're going to want to have to inspect your trailer every single time you do an event.
So let's say, for example, you were going to do an event at Two Guys Smoke Shop.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to go to Salem then?
I'd have to
and
contact
get a day permit, for example,
Correct.
for that event.
And I might even have to go down prior to either the health department or the fire department with the trailer, so they can
Do an
walk on,
inspection.
inspect the Ansel system, and your propane tanks. Yep. But it's a big beast.
So, tell me about this smoker that's going to be on the back, because you had sent me the text. It's the old hickory.
So it's an old hickory ELIB. I think it's the biggest smoker that you can put on a trailer, or next, the second biggest you can put on a trailer. But it's 52.5 cooking space, cubic feet. I think, yeah, cooking space. And it's got 15 12-inch by, I think, 42-inch racks. All rotisserie.
So help me with this. How many briskets are you going to stuff in there? If it was just brisket going in there.
If it's just brisket, I'd probably, so I also found out from a buddy of mine, Big Dan's Barbecue out of Pennsylvania, when he does briskets or pulled pork, because of the size, he has to take out 3 racks. Because you have all that cooking space, but the space in between each
narrow.
rack,
Yep.
So unless you're going to trim down, really trim those suckers down, then I might have to do the same. But, I mean, I think you're looking with briskets, I think anywhere, spec sheet, I don't know, 30, 33?
Ooh.
33 briskets.
That's a lot of eating.
Yeah.
That is.
So me and you are covered, John.
Challenge accepted.
But the other thing is, so when we were trying to decide what smokers we wanted to use, I went into this wanting a CTO, an Old Hickory CTO DW. Well, the owner came in and said, "Well, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I do pigs, I do briskets, I do everything." And he said that the DW is beautiful for cooking whole hogs, but it's not the rotisserie for smoking the meats. You're going to get unbelievable product from the rotisserie.
Oh, so it's a rotisserie too. So everything.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. So the DW is perfect hog smoker. So it's like, now what do? I'm not going to throw hogs on the pigs on the rotisserie. So I might have to still keep the Meadow Creek to do the pigs.
You're going to put a trailer hitch on the trailer.
On the trailer.
To hook up the Meadow
That'd be
Creek
cool.
trailer to cook whole hog.
Well,
All
I
right.
got to figure that out.
I'm up to the challenge regardless.
Yeah. But
This,
it's just it's a different avenue.
So
It's crazy.
When are we looking at delivery?
We're trying to get it for February, March.
Nice.
And that way I have time to kind of, figure it out myself.
Right.
And then, go from there, take it on the road. And also I have to get a new truck as well and I'm glad I'm not the only one. So they said about 85 to 90% of the people that come get trailers need a new vehicle.
Right.
So we're trying to figure that out too. But the trailer company, when I was talking to Ozzy, he said that, which is a beautiful idea. He's like, I think we're going to start doing used 2,500 trucks. And that way, it's one package.
Right.
Everything we can match the trailer with it, and you can fly down and then drive it back.
They do decorative features on this trailer, or
paint. They don't do any logos or wrapping.
Okay.
The city's too small.
Yep.
So they don't really have any.
They don't have
anybody.
those people.
No. So I have some local buddies here that will do a design for me and then letter it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you'll have the podcast logo somewhere on there?
Sure.
I think you should.
I think I should.
It's a very nice logo. You might as well repurpose it.
I already have one brewery that's local. He's like, I'm going to sticker that son of a bitch like you wouldn't believe.
oh my God! Not on the brand new paint though.
I know.
So,
But it was an experience to see how they're constructed. I mean, it's crazy
oh,
how
it's got to
fast.
be crazy.
You go from welding all of it, and then from there, you get the floor put in, and all the stainless steel, the walls, the insulation. But it's
Now,
crazy.
do they have cameras down there in Georgia? Will you get updates when they're building the trailer?
We're actually probably going to go back either December or January once they start production, and check
Have
it
a
out.
look,
And
yeah.
and then that way, if there is anything, I want to do this,
Yep.
we
And
can.
By that point, yeah, I mean, you've got the 3D to look at, so you can start to figure out how you're going to do things procedurally and identify problems.
Yep. Yep, and I definitely need a backup camera on this puppy because they're like, "Do you need a backup camera?" I'm like,
Yes.
"Yeah." If I don't, this trailer's gonna be no good after a week.
Yeah, no kidding.
But the other thing, which is crazy, they asked, "What side do you want the serving window on?" Which you never think about that, but most of your trailers, the window's going to be on the passenger side. So you can pull up, and you're serving.
But then the window should be on the driver's side.
Most of the windows.
We're not in Europe here.
I know.
We drive on the right side
so
of
now
the road.
I got to remember which side my serving window's on. Because when we do the parties with the Meadow Creek,
Yeah.
I like to open those up. I like to open those up from the driver's side, not the passenger side. So,
But what
it's
I'm
backwards.
saying is you're pulling off to the side of the road or wherever you're going to be set up.
Mm-hmm.
You're pulling right off. So the truck's going in first. That's how this works.
Mm-hmm.
Trailer's following it. So the serving window would be there. Oh, I see.
Because when you go
You're
up,
going to go on the edge of a parking lot. Everyone's going to be parked inside the parking lot.
or
So
even
there you
the
All
street.
right.
If you're driving down the street,
I answered
and
my
you
own
just
damn
pull off
question.
passenger side. If you're driving down the street this way, you just pull off passenger side.
Got it. I'm thinking it's just easier to have that, but at that point you're having people standing in the street.
So now I have to remember all
Yeah,
that
Captain Moron strikes again. That's it. It takes me a minute once in a while.
Now, did you talk to him at all about being a sponsor of this show? It would be phenomenal.
I did
for
not.
you. Well,
I don't
you're
even
still
think
going
I
back.
mentioned that we were doing a podcast.
I think now you've got an assignment next time you're down
I'm
there.
definitely going to try to. I mean, we looked at two companies. I'm not going to mention the other company,
Right.
but it was night and day. I mean, this company was ready for us. They were both supposed to be ready for us, but Southern Dimensions they were ready. It was beautiful. I mean, they took us around. They showed us every possible thing that, if we had a question, it was answered after the tour.
Here's what you got to do next is send an email down there with a link to this podcast and let them know we're talking about you.
I may do that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, a lot of their building is for not. They don't really. I shouldn't say that, but a lot of trailers don't come up north.
Yeah.
So now you have to reinforce the roof for snow load.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't use it in the winter because your water will freeze. So now you're still going to drain out your water. So you still can't use it in the winter. But when we were going through everything, they even said, okay, we're going to reinforce the roof. Mm-hmm. We're going to put, the TV that's for menu purposes, but, it can be for other purposes as well. They're going to put that in a box. So in the wintertime, you take, it'll be somewhat protected.
Yep.
You can take it off if you want to. But a lot of stuff that I had no idea about, they filled in all the blanks, which was perfect.
Oh, yeah, because you get into a process like that, you're thinking you got it all covered.
Oh, yeah.
And then they took it to a whole nother level with thinking about the snow load and all that.
Yep.
Now, how tall is this thing?
I want to say it's 8.5 feet. I think it's 8.5 feet
Floor to ceiling?
side to side. It's 28 inches long, and I want to say it's 8.5 feet tall, too.
All right.
Believe.
So you can go down Storrow Drive with it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a good
You might
marketing
not
tool.
want to.
Yes, exactly.
But you could if you had to.
Yeah. And it's not something I'm going to be taking to, like, catering events.
Yeah.
I'll still be,
Running the Meadow
picky
Creek
and
all
choosy
that.
with those. But, yeah, I'll still be doing the tables and stuff. And, we'll take this to, like, Manchester Brewfest, Lexington Barbecue Battle.
Or I imagine there's food truck events even.
Yeah,
where it's
and
all
that's-
different food trucks that show up.
Yeah, and now I can actually participate in them.
Right.
I'm not just some tent in between two trucks. But yeah, it was fun, and the food. I mean, the food is just amazing down there, and everything's so cheap. I mean, we ate like king one night at the same bar. We got prime rib, we got stuffed flounder, hush puppies, baked beans, green beans, chicken wings, gator, 6 beers each, and I think it was like $42.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, beers were like $1 or $1.50.
Now, was there anything you tried that you didn't care for?
Oh, it's a good question. Was there anything I tried that I didn't care for?
You said something about a catfish
Yeah,
sandwich.
we
but you
ate
didn't
at
say
the Olive Garden one night. Because my father wanted something, he kind of wanted to cleanse. So he was like, I just want a soup and salad and the breadsticks, and it was okay.
Well, the breadsticks are fine.
Yeah.
Breadsticks are fine.
And the soup, it was okay, but, after eating fried stuff and,
Oh, yeah.
the bar that we went to, it was crazy. Her grandmother, it was all her grandmother's recipes. You don't touch anything. You don't mess with anything. Her grandmother would call, and you'd hear her, and then her parents own it. And then there's like 3 or 4 sisters. That's it. And her grandmother smokes everything, so she'll take the prime rib and the pork butts. She smokes them at her house, and then she brings everything in. So all the prime rib and all the pork butt, Grandma smoked.
No kidding.
Yep.
That's
it's
fantastic.
crazy.
Did they have a lot of greens down there? Like collard
greens, green beans.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Mushy green beans?
No, they were actually delicious.
Oh, good.
They were nice. They weren't bad.
You got to leave a little texture.
Yes. You want a little
bit.
Yep. Oh, so also the onion.
You're on a roll today.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
go ahead.
No. I'm enjoying that.
Excited.
I'm seeing the excitement. That's what I'm saying.
Johnny's just smoking a cigar.
You sent me a picture of a cigar sitting on top of a glass of bourbon.
Yep.
And I asked you what the cigar was, and I get no response.
Oh, I didn't respond to you?
No.
I might have had my second glass of bourbon before that. It was what was it? It was something 20th anniversary.
That narrows it down.
Perdomo.
It wasn't a Perdomo.
No.
It could have, but it didn't say Perdomo anywhere in the cigar.
Then there wasn't a Perdomo.
Yeah, but it said 20th anniversary on the wrapper.
I was
trying
to blow it up so I could see it. And
it was one of the cigars.
It.
It was one of the cigars we got from the two guys' anniversary dinner.
Oh,
could have been Rocky Patel, maybe.
Maybe.
It was actually enjoyable cigar, which I can't believe I'm saying
Was it
that.
Christian Aroa's? Wasn't that the 20th also?
Oh, yeah.
Like a little light wrapper?
That could have been the Aroa. Was
The
it the
Aroa.
Colorado or
Yeah.
something they gave out at that? Yeah.
And I sent the Chick-fil-A, too, because I was eating Chick-fil-A as well.
Whoa.
What's the hype with Chick-fil-A?
I think it tastes like Wendy's. My dad loves it. He's like, oh, my God, I need to go to Chick-fil-A. For what?
Is this another thing that it's the forbidden fruit?
Yep.
Because it's not here?
Yep.
It's like when
Red Lobster went to Nashua, it was packed, and I'm thinking, why are you going to eat, frozen dinners when we live in New England? But it didn't last.
It was the same when years ago when Krispy Kremes came to Everett.
It just didn't work.
It was blew up and then gone.
I like a Krispy Kreme.
Oh, the Krispy Kreme glazed all day long.
They're so decadent.
2 or 3 times in the evening.
And somehow
100%.
they seem like a light snack.
Yeah, exactly. They just melt. I do have to say, I wanted to say that onion thing.
Yes, you promised a recipe and you never followed through with it. Like, I promised one, forgot about it. But I made the post and threw out the Alabama white sauce.
Yep.
So you owe us a recipe, so the floor is yours.
All right. Phenomenal. You don't like onions?
No.
And I guarantee if Claudia made this, it would be probably in your top 10 favorite things to eat. But
Very bold statement right there, boy.
you take a full white onion and you cut it like a pie, but you don't cut it all the way through. Just, leave like a 1/4 of an inch on the bottom.
Yep.
Cut it like a pie, 8, 12 triangles. Take a piece of tin foil, throw it right in the center of the tin foil. Take a, what is it? What does butter come in?
Sticks.
I know sticks, but what's a
You ever
tablespoon?
have butter on a Pop-Tart?
No.
So freaking good.
Take a tablespoon of butter, put it right on top of the onion.
Yeah.
Take a beef bouillon, put on top of the butter. Wrap it up like a Hershey Kiss.
Yeah.
Put it on your smoker or a grill for about 45 minutes to an hour. Open it up, and you have it. It is just like French onion soup.
Yeah,
It melts in your mouth.
Ain't gonna like it.
It's unbelievable.
Ain't gonna like it.
All right. You should try it, though.
You can make it for me.
I'll make it, and I'll bring it.
I'll try it, but
Okay.
I ain't gonna like it.
Okay. All right. All right, so we have another dare.
All right. So if you just wrap it in foil, you could throw it in the smoker and pull it out later.
Yeah, or you can put it in the oven. Do
Yeah.
anything. But, yeah, 45 minutes to about an hour. And it just melts. Everything melts together, and you can use a spoon and eat the whole thing.
I'm still on the donut thing. Can we smoke a donut?
Ooh, we can try to.
Huh.
Let's see what
I'm
happens.
just thinking about this now because now I'm hungry.
Well, you see all those posts that people are using with like cheeseburgers and stuff, and they're making other foods with cheeseburgers. I'm sure we could, smoke a
Other
donut.
foods with cheeseburgers.
Yeah, they make like cheeseburger lasagna. So they buy McDonald's cheeseburgers. They lay the bottom with cheeseburgers. Then they lay a layer of bacon, a layer of chili, cheese, 15 more burgers, chili, bacon, chili, cheese, onion rings on top of that, and then they throw it in the oven. You ever seen that?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
He seems intrigued.
I'm interested. We actually have to look on one of the pages we followed. Did you see it this afternoon? Guy did a pork butt, took it off, then vacuum sealed it.
Yes.
I need to look into that.
Okay, so
Of why you would do that.
I vacuum seal stuff all the time for transport, but I let my stuff cool off because sanitation codes.
Yeah.
It's not really good to vacuum seal something that is still has heat in it. Yes, but if you vacuum seal something, it just basically keeps it fresher, and it will contain the juices. Where if you wrap it in Saran wrap and foil, you still might, get a hole or whatever here and there. So you still might lose some juices.
Like
and
I've
it's not
seen
as
it all.
tight.
Seen it with the
It
marinating
sucks everything in.
process.
Yep.
You throw your steak tips or whatever, you throw your marinade, then you vacuum seal it, and that sucks everything into the meat
Yeah.
itself. I've never seen anybody take a hot piece of meat and vacuum seal it that way.
Yeah, you're not supposed to take a hot piece of meat, but a lot of competition, not competition, a lot of vendors too, will always vacuum seal their pork butts, briskets, and that way they'll just have a big pot of boiling water, and if they need another pork butt or brisket, they'll grab it from the fridge and just dump it in. It takes about 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Just heats it up
And it's done, yeah.
temperature.
Yep.
Quick reheat, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah,
And
I
that
was
way they're
gonna
not
look into
wasting,
that.
tons of food and stuff like that.
All right, cool. Well, that's it for this week. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. We'd love to hear from you. Send your questions and comments to Pit Life BBQ Podcast at gmail.com. On social media, you can find us on YouTube and Facebook at Pit Life BBQ Podcast. Can't catch us live? Find us on iTunes and other podcast carriers. If you're enjoying the show, like always, please like, subscribe, leave a review. 5 stars would be great. Most important, tell your friends. Spread the word. Let's keep on building it. We had a bunch of new likes this week. So you guys are
Yeah, I
coming
did
through
see
for
that.
us. Thank you so much.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. I got to go carry my fat ass around trick-or-treating.
All right. I got to
So-
go give out candy.
You go give out the candy. I'm taking the little dragon over there and the witch, and we're going to hit the streets.
Have fun.
So until next week, keep the smoke rolling.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.